No one can know the sorrow that you're feeling, particularly you, Barbie. He loved you. He never stopped talking about you. How much he respected you for how you stood by him and looked after the daughters when he was in prison. I don't think there was anybody else who occupied his mind as much as you, Barbie. And his daughters. Oh, Kathy used to say how they used to look at the photographs of you growing up. And he was saying his daughters were too beautiful. He's going to have problems because his daughters are so beautiful. But what a beautiful family, huh? What an absolutely lovely, beautiful family. All I want to say, beyond the politics of the day and everything like this, I just had a short time with Laloo when we were in Parliament together. And Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, we would eat together at the flat. He was on the 5th floor, Kathy and I were on the 6th floor. Laloo, I don't know, Barbie, I don't know who taught him to cook at home. Yash, who was it? I don't know. But he took it upon himself to learn how to cook because he decided Kathy and I were absolutely useless at cooking. And he would bring Tupperwares of marinated chicken and all sorts of things every week. And he'd get up at 3 in the morning and he would prepare that food for us. And we had this funny little ritual, we had this funny thing. Kathy would always sit at the head of the table. You know Kathy, he thought he was boss. Actually, Laloo was the boss. Laloo controlled Kathy, but Kathy liked to think he was the boss. Kathy would sit at the head of the table, and at breakfast, Laloo would sit, because I would make the breakfast. Kathy never made anything except trouble for us. Laloo would sit on the left-hand side, and I would sit on the right for breakfast. And it was only years later that Laloo and I suddenly began to discuss and say, why was it at supper time that he and I would swap the sides? Because supper time, he would always be that side and I would be this side. But Kathy always felt he was entitled to the main spot. And those lovely, lovely breakfasts in the morning and the suppers in the evening, where we would talk freely about the state of the nation, what was going on in Parliament. And Laloo and I sat on that Public Accounts Committee. Now, I truly believe that Laloo, in another time, in another age like now, would have been a chief financial officer, hopefully for ESCOM. But his ability with figures is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I've never known anyone who can work with figures like Laloo. And we in the Public Accounts Committee used to meet with the Auditor General beforehand, and we used to plan what we were going to ask. And inevitably, Laloo would start off. And really, and I'm not pretending this, the Director Generals in government departments would always try and find out if the man in the white hair was in a committee, because it was terrifying. He was, and as it was, he wasn't a disciplinarian. He never lost his temper. He never raised his voice. But he could hold them to account like no one else could. And we would, yeah, he was, like he did to us. And in a way, I feel so much being part of the family and shared him with you. And it was my greatest gift in life to know him and to have shared that time with him down in Cape Town.